Chennai march on into the finals, and my co-host Arun can't wait to join us. So let's join him for another session at Timeout with Sports Adda. The good days are back again, Arun. Finals.
The world is coming back to normal, Akhil. The world's getting back to the old normal, I was thinking about it a couple of days ago when I started watching these travel advertisements on television, and it's okay. Travel industry opening up means the world's getting back to how it was 2 years ago. More of it now with Chennai getting back into the final, which is how it used to be. So happy to see it. But listen, I've got to ask you, and I've got to ask our producer, how much time do we have on the show?
Well, we don't want to stretch it. There is still a big match which is due today, so we have lots to talk about that. I think we'll keep it short for the Chennai game. If you want to just do a recap and like give give like our listeners a glimpse about the yesterday's game.
You are a cruel man, Akhil. You are a cruel man, telling a Chennai fan to keep it short after that kind of a victory. But yeah, let's quickly have a look at what happened in that game. If you've got the scorecard, just read out of it. Fabulous, innings from Delhi to get to 172.
Yeah.
At the halfway stage, I actually thought they were 10 runs over par. I thought Chennai would struggle to get those 10 runs extra. But then the second innings was so easy. I mean, I could actually sense that Chennai were getting this, and Robin Uthappa, the first stroke he played, Akhil, you could see in his body language, in his footwork, that he'd come out with a purpose. And there was him, then there was Ruturaj Gaikwad batting so beautifully once again, and then MSD finishing it off in style. Do I have to say more?
A couple of key points. I mean, we spoke yesterday. You're right about the mid innings one. I also texted you, if you remember, saying that this is going to be a tough one, because none of the Chennai batsmen except the openers had batted so long enough in an inning. Thankfully, Ruturaj stepped up again, and fantastic innings. But couple of things. Good innings from Prithvi Shaw, Rishabh Pant. They showed restraint while wickets were falling at the other end. So, which was an encouraging sign for Indian cricket, where they decided to let their natural game be for a while. That was very encouraging to start off from Delhi, isn't it?
Yeah, we'd spoken about Prithvi Shaw even yesterday, I think, Akhil. We said, survive that first over. Once you survive that first over, he can demolish the attacks. That's what he did yesterday. Got lucky on a couple of occasions, but then, you ride your luck. And some of the strokes he play, when he gets going, Akhil, he's so much fun to watch. He's so much fun to watch. And it was good to see Rishabh Pant apply again. There could be people who will criticize him, saying, he didn't take a couple of runs when there were runs on offer. But, you can't look into these nitty-gritties, Akhil. There will be days when you should back yourself.
He was outstanding. I mean, from Dhoni, obviously overshadowed everything at the end with that majestic 18 runs, the hits that he did.
I am not complaining.
No, but I'm happy in the sense that as a fan, I mean, Rishabh has taken responsibility. He stayed there till the end, did not just slog away. Even the sixes that he hit were with one hand, and obviously with that strength that he had. But good application there. Robin Uthappa's move, whoever backed him to play in the 11, hats off to that gentleman. I don't know whether it was Dhoni or Stephen Fleming. We had discussed saying that Suresh Raina has been a stalwart for them. And I would have had Suresh Raina backed him again to come good. But what a selection Robin Uthappa has been. I mean, I don't think anybody could have predicted this.
And if you watch the post match, Robin made a very, very, very interesting comment. He said there was a time when I was in Kolkata when Gambhir was the captain. He actually named Gambhir and said, I felt very secure. And then thereafter, this is the most secure I felt in a dressing room. That one sentence tells you a lot about the atmosphere in that dressing room. It's like a family, Akhil. You've got to be there in those surrounds to see how that setup is. And I've been around that, so I know how they work in the family as a very closely knit unit, and that's how it is. That's a secret for their success. Couple of other things, Akhil. Uh, how good is Moeen Ali? And again, credit to MS Dhoni. Even Morgan, the England captain, cannot get such 4 tidy overs out of Moeen Ali.
And he bowled to good batsmen. He bowled when Prithvi Shaw was batting well. He bowled at a time when the bowlers had been hit. So he was bowling to a right-hander. It was not like he was just bowling to Hetmeyer and Rishabh when it was turning. So superb spell there by Moeen Ali. You're right. I mean, uh, he came on at a tough time. He delivered, and again he came and hit those two, three fours at a crucial time. A small contribution, but such a vital one.
Very vital, absolutely very vital. Same with Jadeja. I think his bowling also was kind of clawed things back. This has happened with Chennai so many times through the season. They've kind of pulled things back, and that's the sign of a champion team.
Yes, and I was again when they were chasing. I never thought that this was like a too much of a stress kind of a chase because always Jadeja was there in the hut. He still didn't even get to hit a 4 or 6, and they easily made it through. So
Didn't
Jadeja
face a
was
ball,
there,
Akhil. Didn't
didn't
face a
face a
ball.
ball, and he's their finisher, right? He's their proper pedigree finisher who always closes games for them. So they could have won this in a canter, but nice to see Dhoni hitting those sixes. Uh, Tom Curran giving him the last over Rabada. I know you have like serious thoughts about Tom Curran and his ability to bowl in the death overs, but firstly, one question, important question. You play a gentleman called as Ripal Patel for 2 games leading up to the playoff. Then you rest him. Then you get in Tom Curran, who's not bowled in a Indian T20 league game for a while, and then you thrust him to give him the last over, bowling to Chennai, bowling to Dhoni. I mean, what was the thinking behind that?
I see logic in it. I see logic in that. He picked up wickets. He bowled well until that last over. So captaincy is the gut feel, Akhil. It's like MSD sending out Shardul Thakur. You can always question the motive behind it, but there was some reasoning behind it.
But why
It
not
didn't
pick
work
him before
yesterday.
the match? Why don't you pick him before match? Like give him some practice or a match before. Why you playing a youngster Ripal Patel and then replacing him for a crunch match?
That can be questioned, but the motive of giving him that last over, you can see it either way.
Hmm.
I was not for that move, especially when there's somebody called Kagiso Rabada who had that one
Exactly.
over left. Yeah, so I was a little surprised, but I could see why Rishabh Pant went that way. It
Hmm.
was because he picked up those wickets. He'd done 3 good overs, so he was expecting that fourth over. If somebody's on the roll on a particular day, you expect things will go with in their favor. But unfortunately for Rishabh, it didn't happen. Uh, Bad choice. If you look at it just on the face of it, it was a bad choice. But you could see reason why they went that way.
Hmm. I was also
I
worried.
have to just tell you one other thing, Akhil. I have to correct your statement. You said not a great death overs bowler. I don't see him as a great bowler at this level of the competition. I don't rate Tom Curran. I mean, I'm being rude here, but
Yeah.
I've seen him play over a number of years, and I don't think at the moment he belongs at this level.
I know where you're getting, and I was also a little worried saying that Ravichandran Ashwin didn't bowl a lot yesterday. He got carted for 1 over. In the previous match, he's bowled just 1 over in that match, if you remember. And I'm a little worried that again he's going to be a
Hmm.
part of the important squad now, and he's not bowling and might not have that kind of belief. I mean, Ashwin has delivered for Dhoni in the past, isn't he? Where he's delivered in the end overs and managed to win games for India and for Chennai. So I would have said that if Ashwin is there, if you don't want to trust Rabada, you would have still had Ashwin bowling like how Narayan has done for Kolkata. So yes, it's a gut feel. Rishabh made that choice. Good luck to them. Should we talk about the other big match then coming up?
Just one last thing, yeah. We spoke about how Chennai, we spoke about that matchup, Chennai against Akshar Patel, who's been brilliant so far. And just another bit of, just emphasizes how Chennai have consciously gone hard at spinners this season.
Yeah.
We've spoken about that, and again, Chennai came up triumphant in this particular contest.
Okay, fantastic then. Big battle again. Today is a battle of two international captains who've been in the job for a while on the international stage. Ian Morgan's Kolkata takes on Bangalore, led by Virat Kohli. Uh, Momentum for both the sides. They've won their games and come into the matches. They've found combinations. Players at number three scoring runs for them. Openers delivering for them in the last game. So some similarities there. Spinners delivering. Your thoughts about that? Any changes in the lineups that you envisage?
Before that, we look at what's happened in their journey to get to this far. It's interesting, Akhil. And the reason I say it's interesting is at the start of the second phase, we spoke about how teams will approach this. We said some teams will say more of the same, what we did in India, Delhi, for instance. Some others will say, let's look at a fresh start, like a Hyderabad or a Kolkata. And if you look at Kolkata's second half, they've just done exactly that. They said, let's start afresh. They were 2-5. The win-loss was 2-5 in India. But look at what's happened in the second phase. It's 5-2. We said teams will look at turning things around, and this is what they've done. Kolkata have done exactly that.
Amazing. And even the one loss that they had was in the last over when barely they lost that game. So whatever they've managed to, they've picked the right personnel and have managed to turn it around. Hats off.
That's right. Their team combination is they've got it right. If you look at the 11, again, I don't think there will be too many changes in this. You could talk about Shivam Mavi, for instance, but you'd still want to continue with him. He's just picked up wickets in the last game. So this lineup's good. What they've done differently in this leg of, I don't know if he's fit. We've not heard about it. But I'm not losing sleep over not having Andre Russell, because Shakib Al Hasan is just as good as a replacement, if not better. And what they've done well in the second phase of the tournament is they've got that opening combination going. Venkatesh Iyer has been, again, refreshing to watch. Shubman Gill's done his bit. Even in the last game, he got runs. So that's happening. The spinners have been brilliant. Lockie Ferguson's been brilliant.
Tripathi.
They've got the Tripathi cameos. Might not be getting the big runs, but cameos, useful cameos. And they've got the combination right. They've got this combination absolutely right. I don't see too many changes. Like you said, if Russell's available, Russell for Shakib. Otherwise, I'm not losing sleep over that level.
And will Virat Kohli surprise us all with some changes into the Bangalore lineup? He is known to surprise us with his changes.
Bangalore have gone unchanged, haven't they? They've got unchanged for 3 or 4 games, I think, in a row now. If you look at Bangalore's 11, there are question marks there. You can always ask questions about, does Dan Christian belong in this lineup? Does George Garton belong in this lineup? Is there a role for Shahbaz Ahmed? But each of those players has kind of justified by contributing to a certain extent. May not be at their best, may not be to their potential, but they've done just enough to hang on to that place, right? So I don't know if they will change. I mean, you with Virat Kohli, you never know what's coming. You're right, but I'm so happy to see Maxwell get runs, Shrikar Bharat get runs, AB de Villiers got a few runs. He is due a kill. He's due for a big one, and just like
if he gets to bat more than 13 balls.
Yeah. Just like MS Dhoni turned up on the big day, AB de Villiers could just be waiting for that right day, right moment. So looking good for Bangalore. I don't think, you never know what they're going to change, but that lineup looks good.
Good point again, and two set of good spinners going against each other also. While a lot of talk has happened about Varun Chakravarti, Sunil Narayan bowling those 8 overs, trying to stifle opposition, Shakib joining them in the last couple of matches. But there is one gentleman also from Bangalore who's changed his fortunes, right? After coming back in the second phase of the league, Yuzvendra Chahal has been bowling like magic. He's really bowling beautifully. So that is a contest that we want to see.
Yeah, yeah. And he's got people like Dinesh Karthik in the middle. He's got Morgan in the middle. He's got Nitish Rana. So it's going to be an interesting matchup. But he's bowled brilliantly. Akhil. Look at the numbers. Look at who's picked up among spinners. Who's picked up the most wickets in the
Wow.
second leg? Chahal's right on top. But also look at that economy. Now look at the first two names actually. Varun Chakravarti, 8 wickets at an economy of 5.18. Right? And
Wow.
Chahal got 12 wickets at just over 6 runs an over. So two champion bowlers. Further down that list, you'll also see Sunil Narayan's name, 7 wickets. Again, run a ball. So these three, you should never question them. Absolutely not question. There are question marks doing the rounds about Varun Chakravarti's fitness. Will he be able to field? Should he be part of the World Cup? But just on basis of what we've seen so far, if
Yeah.
he can give you 4 tidy overs, get him in the 11.
Get him in the 11 and get him bowling to your best batsman immediately until they get set. So I won't be surprised if when the Bangalore captain, the Indian captain, walks into bat, I won't be surprised like they've used Varun against him in the past. So that will be a great matchup to see Varun Chakravarti start bowling against Virat Kohli immediately.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. He's got Virat, I think, on a cup 1 or 2 times, I think.
Yes.
And Varun Chakravarti gets you the big wicket. So throw him the ball straight away.
Okay.
But
What
it's
other?
also interesting. It's also interesting.
Yeah.
We spoke about this. We've also got to address the big elephant in the room. The two captains. While the teams have gotten this far, they've made it to the top 4. It's not been all plain sailing for the two captains, Akhil.
Yeah, interesting. Both the captains on a different journey, isn't it? One has already announced that he's going to give up his white ball captaincy in one format after the World Cup. He's also giving up the Bangalore captaincy. The other, we don't know clarity, but he's really struggling for runs. Even Morgan, he looked like hit a couple of fours in the last game to get some form back. Then, like you mentioned again, like with AB de Villiers, Morgan is not maybe acknowledged as one of the best finishers, but his record in white ball cricket is brilliant. So I wouldn't write him off. I would say that you give him like a tough task, say 30 balls, 50 kind of a chase, and he might just emerge with an innings that his team needs. So I am still hopeful.
Yeah, well, you hope so. You certainly remain hopeful. But look at the numbers. The two things I want to draw attention to. One is
Yeah.
look at Virat Kohli's runs and strike rate. The 366 runs is
Hmm.
a good enough number, right?
Yeah.
But look at the strike rate,
Hmm.
119.6. For a batsman of his caliber, there's no doubt that doesn't do justice. And he slowed down particularly after the power play. So that's an area of concern. That's something, in a big contest such as the eliminator, in the qualifier, in the final, those extra 10, 15 runs, extra 10 runs could be the difference. And Virat Kohli needs to up the ante. In case of Morgan, 13 innings, 124 runs, going just a run a ball. Not good enough, like you mentioned, but Kolkata will hope come the big day, he can
Yeah.
come to the party.
Good pick there. I mean, Virat is also going to be one of the key openers, is what we've heard. So, I mean, when you have a Prithvi Shaw, you have a Mayank Agarwal, who are taking the benchmark of strike rates so high. Uh,
150, 140, 150 is what these guys are scoring at. And if you
Correct.
can't get going, lose your wicket.
When you have a Rishabh Pant and a Hardik Pandya and a AB de Villiers down the order, then of course you have to consider when or where you have to get out. So yeah, Virat will have his own battles to do. This is probably his best chance, last chance as a captain to win the title. So he'll be desperate. And we all know when he's cornered and when he wants to do, the willpower that he has is second to
Hmm.
none. Strike rates averages don't matter. So Virat Kohli and his willpower is what I'm looking forward to today. Any other matchups, any other stats that we should look forward to?
Just before we wind up, we've got to look at what's happened between these two teams, Akhil. In the last 5, 6 games, unbelievable set of numbers. Look at what's happened in these are 6 games between Bangalore and Kolkata. It's either a
Wow.
high scoring game which is either 205, 213, 194, 204, or a lopsided game, which is 84 for 8 or a 92. So either way, we are in for a party. It could either be bowlers running riot today and dismissing side, or you could just see, a mountain of runs. And there's a lot of reason to talk about mountain of runs, Akhil. I'll tell you why. We could just expect 200 or something around 190. I'll tell you why. Because while we've got two really good spinners in business today in the Kolkata rank, we've also got a certain Maxwell. We've got to address this one individual. How good has he been against spin?
Well, he's been for every run that any other batsman in Bangalore has contributed. Maxwell has just been the game changer. His intent, his aggression, his risk-taking ability, which we saw against somebody like Rashid Khan.
Particularly against spin. We've got some numbers to back up what you're saying, Akhil.
Wow. Striking
most
at
runs scored against spinners this season. And most sixes. Look at the difference between the first and second. This is still the end of the league stage. But look at the number of sixes, Akhil. There was a time when we all spoke, the general consensus was Maxwell struggles against quality spin. This is Maxwell against spin making a statement. Boss, 250 runs, 17 sixes, more than twice the second best at a strike rate of 161. Can you question his play against spin anymore?
You can't, and also considering that the rest of the batsmen, they are all openers, Arun. So they'll get a lot of free way to bat in the power play when a couple of overs the spinners bowl and you go after them. Maxwell is the only guy who's batting lower down the order. He's not really even batting at number 3, and these are exceptional stats. This is the kind of finisher, this is the kind of a lower order batsman that a T20 team dreams of. Obviously, it was a huge risk Bangalore took with Maxwell, has paid off for them. So it's like enjoy the returns.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to that contest today. Varun Chakravarti and Sunil Narayan will not have it easy. They've got to counter two of the best in business in Maxwell and AB de Villiers. And I think it'll be the batsman who will come up triumphant today.
Okay, then. We are going to be back again at Time Out with Sports Adda, but we are going to ask Arun, who's extremely happy after Chennai, that who does he prefer today? He's a Bangalore boy, but Bangalore
versus Chennai. Okay. There's a certain ring to it. There's a certain the Southern Derby, or there's a bit of rivalry always between Bangalore and Chennai. So Bangalore for me tonight.
I'm hoping for Kolkata. I think they have found a way to win games. I'm looking forward to Russell coming back. I know that he's not been there for the last matches, but again, I'm hoping that he comes and just bats for a few overs. So Kolkata for me, and we'll be back again at Time Out with Sports Adda and talk a lot about the cricket and the rest of the games. Thank you so much.